right, today's Daf Kuf Gimel. It's Tuesday's Daf. We get to finish the parak today, but first, we're going to pick it up on Kuf Beis and Beis, about a dozen lines from the bottom of the Amud. Omer Reb Yochanan, as we get into the Makaris for Aver Menachai and Basar Menachai. Omer Reb Yochanan, Leisoichel HaNefesh Im HaBasar, Ze Aver Menachai. And now how do we know we're talking about an Aver? Because, as Rashi explains, just like an Aver does not grow back, so it's compared to the Nefesh, but the Basar can regenerate. Basar Basar Treifa Leisoichelu, that a Treifa that is going to die is Asr to Shecht, even if it has a proper Shechita now. So that'll be Ze Basar Minachai U Basar Min HaTreifa. Reb Shimon Lakish Amar, Leisoichel HaNefesh Im HaBasar, Ze Aver Menachai U Basar Menachai. It's the same pasuk. Basar basar treifa leisachelu. Ze basar min hatreifa. That'll only be talking about a treifa and not the basar menachai. Avol aver menachai u basar menachai. Rabbi Yochanan chayiv shtayim. There will be two sets of malchus because you're over two averis, and because it's two separate averis, it's not like a repeat offender guy who eats multiple gezesim of chaylev where you're only going to get one set of malchus. Zok Rabbi Yochanan chayiv shtayim because it's two different averis. But Reb Shimon ben Lakish ain't a chayiv ela achas because it's all one iser in the Torah, both the aver and the basar menachai. They both come from leisoichel. Achal basar menachai u basar min hatreifa. If you ate the basar menachai and the basar hatreifa, Reb Shimon ben Lakish chayiv shtayim, because now you're over two averis. Because the basar menachai is coming from leisachel nefesh basar, and the treifa is coming from basar b'sad treifa leisachelu. But Rabbi Yochanan ain't a chayiv ala achas. Interestingly enough, Rabbi Yochanan holds that the basar menachai and the treifa are going to be usher from the same isur, because who basar b'sad treifa leisachelu learns both isurim. Achal aver min hachai u basar min ha treifa. So then in that case, l'tivra koil chayiv shtayim, because there's certainly going to be two different psukim, because both Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish agreed that Aver Menachai is usher because of the pasuk of Leisachel and Nefesh Im HaBasar. But the treifa is going to come with basar b'sad treifa leisachelu, and therefore you can be chayiv two sets of malchus. Vera minhu. Frek the Gemara. Moving over to Amud Aleph. Ochel Aver Menachai min ha treifa. So you took off that aver from the treifa before the treifa finally did its dying. Rabbi Yochanan Amar chayiv shtayim. One from Aver Menachai and one alts treifa. Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish Amar ein a chayiv ala achas. And we'll see soon why, according to Rish Lakish, you're only going to be chayiv one set of malchus. Now, Bishlam Rabbi Yochanan Nicha, you're going to get two sets of malchus because Aver Menachai and treifa are from two different psukim. El Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish kasha. What's pshat according to Rish Lakish? He says you're only going to get one set of malchus, but beforehand we said that he's masking that treifas and Aver Menachai come from two different makaris, two different psukim. So why are you only chayiv once? Omer Rav Yosef, like kasha kan bebehema achas, where there's a machlekes Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish, that's talking about where there's one animal, where the aver was taken off from a living treifa. But kan b'shtei behemas, that was talking about two separate animals, meaning where you ate an aver menachai from a healthy animal and some regular basar from a dead treifa. So b'shtei behemas machayiv shtayim. In the case of two animals, Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish both are maskim. You're going to get two sets of malchus, even though there was two kezesim, one from aver menachai and one from treifa. But you're going to get two sets of malchus because it was two different isurim. But if it's one animal, then there's going to be a machlekes that Rabbi Yochanan holds you're going to get two sets of malchus, but Rish Lakish is going to say you're only going to get one. But by one animal, what is the nakuda of their machlekes? Lamaisa, bottom line, it's two different makaris, so why would Rish Lakish say you're only going to get one set of malchus? Amar Abaya, the first of the several terutzim here, going nitrafa im yitzias ruba. We're talking specifically about where the animal became a treifa on the way out, meaning the birth is actually what gave it its treifas. So Mar Savar behema b'chayeh le'evar mamedes, according to Rabbi Yochanan, while the animal is alive, it looks like it's a series of different avarim, which means that the aver menachai is going to be usher already from the point where it's born. And that's when the isser aver menachai is going to be chal at leda. The isser treifa, the isser aver bahadi adadi kasu, and therefore the isser treifas and aver menachai happen at the exact same moment, at the moment of birth, and therefore both averis will be chal. Umar sover, behema b'chayeh lavle avarim emedes. According to Rish Lakish, while the animal is alive, it's not looked at as a series of avarim, and therefore the isser aver menachai is only chal when it gets removed from the animal. V'loy osi isser aver chayela isser treifa, and therefore once it gets removed from the animal, that isser of aver menachai won't be chal on the isser of treifa because ein isser chal al isser. So that's why Rish Lakish says you're only going to be chayiv one set of malchus for being over the pre-existing treifa. Another mahalach v'iba yisema, you could say dekule alma behema b'chayeha lav le'evarim amedes. Everybody, both Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish, are asking that while the animal's alive, we don't look at it as a series of different avarim, and therefore it's not going to be usher until it gets removed. Uva may say isser aver mechal a isser treifa kamiflgi. They're gufa arguing whether or not at the time of that removal of the aver will the isser of aver menachai be chal on the isser treifa. I ain't isser chal isser, but mar savar osi isser aver chayla isser treifa, and that would be Zok Rashi because shekeni sur neig b'bnei nayach. So we said that extra chumrah of the fact that aver menachai is chal and b'nei nayach. Umar savar leosi isser aver chayla isser treifa because of regular ain't isser chal isser. A third mahalach iba yisema dekuli alma behema b'chayla avar ma'medes. Both Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish are masking that it is already divisible by avarim, and therefore it's already usher from birth alt aver min hachai, ukegoyin shenitrafo la'achar mikan, and the machlokes is gufa when the animal becomes a treifa afterwards. Umaisi iser treifa chayil iser aver min hachai. And now it's the other way around, whether tarfus can be chal on the aver min hachai. Marsover osi v'chayil. According to Rabbi Yochanan, it will be chal, because according to this answer, Dr. Rashi, Rabbi Yochanan holds that iser is going to be chal al iser. Umarsover lo yosi v'chayil. And according to Rish Lakish, it can't because ein iser chal iser. And a fourth mahalach, Rava Omar kegoyin shetolash mimena aver utreifa bay. We're talking gufa about where you took off an aver, and that made it into a treifa. Marsover behema b'chayil le'evarim eina emedes, or maybe the girsa might be lav le'evarim emedes. According to Rabbi Yochanan, while the animal's alive, it's not considered like separate evarim, and therefore iser aver v'iser treifa bahadi hadodi ka'asu, they come into existence at the same time when that aver gets removed from the animal. Marsover behema b'chayil le'evarim emedes, which means it would be chal from birth. V'lo yosi iser treifa chayil a iser aver, and therefore the iser treifas cannot be nageya until later, when it becomes a treifa, and therefore won't be chal, because ein iser, chal al iser. So there's your four mahalchim to understand their machlokes. Amar Rabbi Chia bar Abba Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Achal chelev min hachai min ha-treifa. Let's say he ate chelev, which is bad enough, but that came off of an aver min hachai, which was a treifa. So how many averos did he do? 3 averos. Chelev, aver min hachai, and treifas. But Dr. Chia bar Abba b'shem Rabbi Yochanan, chayev shtaim. You're only going to get 2 sets of malchus. Now you got to figure out which averos is he getting malchus. Amar le Rabbi Ami, v'lema mar sholish. It should be 3 sets of malchus, as we said. Sha'ani aimer sholish, because I say b'shem Rabbi Yochanan that Yitaka do get 3 sets of malchus. It marnamin, it also says Amar Rabbi Avo, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, ochal chelev min hachai min ha-treifa. You do all these 3 averos, chayev sholish. So we have 2 different versions of Rabbi Yochanan. So my kamiflagi kegoyin nitrafa im yitzias ruba. Their machlokes is gufa when it became a treifa during its birth process. Man de Amar sholish, according to the one who says you're chayev 3 sets of malchus, meaning Rabbi Yochanan lefi Rav Ami and Rabbi Avo. That's kesavar behema b'chayel le'evarim umedes. V'yisr chelev, v'yisr aver, v'yisr treifa, b'hadei hadodi kosu. All 3 averos come at the same time at its shas leda. Human domer shtayim, but according to the one who says you're only going to get 2 sets of malchus, which is Rabbi Yochanan lefi Rabbi Chia bar Abba, kesavar behema b'chayel lav le'evarim umedes. And therefore, they're not going to become usher until they are separated from the body. The iser chelev, the iser treifa ika, but iser aver leosi chayil. You're not going to have the aver min hachai, because ain't iser chayil al iser. Or if you say mal tell you to kuli alma behema b'chayel lav levar memedes. And therefore, both chelev and treifa happen at the time of the leda, and aver min hachai only happens later. And what are they arguing about? When may say iser aver b'chayil, iser chelev, iser treifa kamiflagi. They're arguing about whether or not the iser of aver min hachai can come back and be chal on the pre-existing iser of chelev and the pre-existing iser of treifa. Because Marsav Osi Chayil. According to Rabbi Yochanan, Lefi Rav Ami and Rav Avo holds that the Isser of Aver min hachai does come and is Chal in such a matziv, because as Rashi explains, he holds in this version, Isser is Chal al Isser. Umar Savar Lo Osi Chayil, and according to Rabbi Chia bar Ava's version of Rabbi Yochanan, he'll hold that the Isser of Aver min hachai is not going to come and be Chal, because Ein Isser Chal al Isser. A third Mahalach Viboy Yisema Dekuli Alma Behema B'chayil Evarim Amedis. We look at it as separate Evarim, which means that the Aver min hachai is going to be Chal from birth. Ukagoich Nitrafol Yachar Mekam, but the Machlokes is only became Treifa afterwards. Ubamese Isser Treifa Mechala Isser Aver Kom Miflagin. They're arguing whether or not Isser Treifas can be Chal on the pre-existing Isser of Aver min hachai. Mar Savrosi Chal. According to the Rav Ami Ravo version of Rabbi Yochanan holds it will hold the Isser Treifas is Chal. Midi Dehavia Chalev, just like Chalev is Chal. Diomer Mar, as we say by Chalev, Hatayra Omra Yava Isser Nevela Yochel al Isser Chalev and Yava Isser Treifa and Yochel al Isser Chalev. So since you see the Treifas can be Chal on the pre-existing Isser of Chalev, also we could say it'll be Chal on the pre-existing Isser of Aver min hachai. But V'idach, according to Rabbi Chia bar Abba's version of Rabbi Yochanan, a Chalev hu dechayil, only on Chalev is the Isser Treifas can be Chal. The Hutter, because in certain cases, Chalev can become Mutter, turning over Tamid Beis, Mikloloi. It's only Osir Chalev of Behemoth, not of Chayas. So there is a Hutter Mechloloi. Avol Aver, but Aver min hachai, Deloy Hutter Mechlolo, that's never Mutter, Loi, that Treifas will not be Chal. Because you're always going to have the Aver min hachai, and therefore you're always going to have the problem of an Isser Chal Isser. Kiyasa Rav Dimi Amar, boy mine Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish mi Rabbi Yochanan. Chilkei mi bachutz. Let's say you split that kezayis of the Aver min hachai before he ate it and ate each half of the zayis separately. So Mao, what's the halacha? Now normally, if you eat 2 bites of something that together make a kedei achilas pras kezayis, of course you're going to be over. But he's asking the shaila here anyway. So Amar Rabbi Yochanan says potter. He's taka going to be potter because you're only going to be chayav for eating the kezayis of Aver min hachai if you eat it all at the same time. Because lamaisa Aver min hachai is not about regular maisa achila that has a normal tziruf, because you're chayav for Aver min hachai even when you're eating these gidim ve'atzames, which are not really edible in the first place. And that's why you're going to be potter unless you ate it all at the same time. Next shaila, mi bifnim mai. Let's say if the division of that kezayis happened inside of his mouth before he swallowed it. In such a case, then he will be chayiv. That's considered like eating it all at the same time. Kiyosa Ravin Omar, chilkai mi b'chutz. Let's say he split that zayis outside of his mouth and then ate each half separately. Potter. But min bifnim, Rabbi Yochanan Omar chayiv, Rish Lakish Omar potter. Rabbi Yochanan Omar chayiv because Hari Nana Grain because Lamaisa, he did eat that whole zayis in his gorain at one time. But Reish Lakish Omer Potter, because Achila b'meyav be'inan v'leka, you don't have the eating mitzad the stomach at one time, and that's going to be lacking, and that's going to be missing, and therefore you're not going to be chayiv. El Reb Shimon ben Lakish hechi mishkachas lo d'machayiv. So according to Reish Lakish, how do you ever have it that you can consume an entire aver min achai at one time? Because as Rashi explains, people chew before they swallow, and therefore it's never going down into your stomach all at the same time. Amar of Kahana, bigrumisa ze'ersa. We're talking about where you eat the small kind of a bone, which is eaten and swallowed whole. V'Rebbi Elazar Amar, afilu chilka mi bachutz nami chayiv. Even if you split that kazayis outside of his mouth and then subsequently ate each half separately, you'll also be chayiv, because mechusar kreva lavka mechusar ma'aser dami. Just lacking the kravus, the hiskarvus, the location and proximity is not the same as a chesaron in a maisa of achila. They're just physically separated, but they really are being eaten together. Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish, kazayis she'amru, this that Chazal said you eat a kazayis to be chayiv malchus, chutz mishal bein hashinayin, that's excluding that which is stuck between the teeth that's not swallowed. Meaning you have to completely swallow the kazayis. You can't include that which got stuck in your teeth. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, af im bein hashinayin. That's considered what was being eaten, because eating is also tasting, and therefore that which is still in your teeth is mitzdaref to the zayis that you're eating. Amar of Papa, bishal ben hashinayin kuli amale pligi, lagabe that which is in your teeth. Everybody's maskim, it's not part of the zayis, but kipligi, where's their machlokes? That's ben hachanichayim. That's the food that's stuck in the palate that didn't go down the throat. Marsover, hareinen agraina bekazayis, and therefore since there is a hanoas gorain, it's considered achilu. Marsover, achilu b'meya bein, and it didn't go down into the stomach yet, so it's not considered achilu. Amar Rabbi Asi, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, ochal chatzi zayis v'hekiyah. Let's say he ate a chatzi zayis, and then he machta yalav v'yava and threw it up. V'chazer v'ochal chatzi zayis acher, and then he ate another chatzi zayis. He's going to be chayiv. My time, because hareinen agraina bekazayis. He lamaisa consumed his gorain, meaning his throat, was nana from a total zayis, just even though it didn't stay down. Boy, Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Asi, ochal chatzi zayis v'hekiyah, and then v'chazer v'ochlei, and then he ate it again. Yeah, gross, taka, but yeah, he ate it again, mau. So makami boile, what's the shaila? I have it equal, Eloi have it equal. Was it digested or not? V'ti boile kazayis. And if that's what he's talking about, he should have asked about the whole zayis. I mean, if you eat an entire zayis, we look at it as if it was digested or not. It's got nothing to do with half zaysim and tziruf. Eliki basar groino azlin. And so maybe Rabbi Elazar was asking whether or not when we say eating, are we going basar the garain or are we basar meyav azlinan? But frankly, Gemara v'tifshar le'mid Ravasi. But that also we could be pushed that from Ravasi's halacha that if you achatzi zayis, throw it up and then ate another half, you're going to be chayiv, which you see from there that achil is defined by gorain and not by meyav. Okay, so that can't be the point of his question, and therefore he had a different reason for asking the question. Rabbi Asi, Gemara e'akarle. Rabbi Elazar chap that Rav Asi had forgotten his learning. So V'asar Rabbi Elazar la'adkure, and the whole intention of Rabbi Elazar was to remind him of the psak. V'hachika amarle, and this is what Rabbi Elazar meant to say. Lama li chatzi zayis acher. Why do I need Rav Asi to tell me that a person's chayiv when he ate a separate chatzi zayis? Lema mar b'didei. Let's say even if he ate that same chatzi zayis that he was throwing up, de'ika l'mashma minei tarti, because then you could learn both things from that same memra. Shamina minei lo have equal. It's not considered like it's digested. V'shamina minei deharinena groina b'kazayis. And what happened after Rabbi Elazar said this to Rav Asi? Ishtik v'loy Omer le v'loy midi. Rabbi Asi was quiet and didn't say anything to Rabbi Elazar. Omer le. So now Rabbi Elazar said back to him, Maifes hadar, which is an expression of you, the gadol hadar, who could do maifsim. Loy zimnin sakin amrit kamei de Rabbi Yochanan. Didn't it happen many times that you yourself said in front of Rabbi Yochanan that if you eat a chatzi zayis and you throw it up and then you eat it again, you're going to be chayiv? And Omer lach, and Rabbi Yochanan was maskim to you and said, Harei nana graina b'kazayis. Because lamaisa, he had the hana and therefore he should be chayiv. And therefore he's reminding him that Rabbi Yochanan was maskim to you. And with that, hadron lach gid anasha, and Amir Hashem, we get to start the next parak, which is going to be everything you ever wanted to know about basar b'cholav. And we'll pick it up with a new parak for Wednesday.